In this problem we want to express sine x plus radical 3 cosine x in the harmonic form using cosine. So let's tackle this just using a picture. And so here is the coordinate plane. Coefficient on cosine x is radical 3. Coefficient on the sine of x is 1. This gives us the point radical 3, 1. And if I draw a right triangle in here, using the Pythagorean theorem, the hypotenuse of that triangle is 2, right? And as we saw in the last video, that hypotenuse length of 2 is going to be our r. What about our angle alpha, or our phase shift alpha? Well, there's the alpha. The cosine of alpha is going to be the x-coordinate over the hypotenuse. Sine of alpha is going to be the y-coordinate over the hypotenuse. And what's an angle alpha satisfying cosine alpha equal to radical 3 over 2, sine of alpha equal to 1/2? Well, pi over 6 is certainly an angle that does it. So our harmonic form, 2 cosine x minus pi over 6. Let's try another example. Let's try negative cosine x minus sine of x. So here's my coordinate plane. Coefficient on cosine is a negative 1. Coefficient on the sine is a negative 1. So that gives me the point negative 1, 1. Putting in a triangle here, the hypotenuse is going to have length radical 2, right? So that's going to be my r. My r is going to be radical 2. Cosine of alpha has to equal the x-coordinate over that hypotenuse. So negative 1 over root 2. Sine of alpha has to equal the y-coordinate, negative 1 over the hypotenuse. So what is an angle alpha that does this? Well, this one, right? Again, this is going to be a special angle. It's one that we know. Alpha would be 5 pi over 4, right? So a harmonic form here that I can use is radical 2 cosine of x minus 5 pi over 4. But at this point I'd like to point out that there are other angles that satisfy these two equations. For instance, we could have used this negative angle here, right? We could have used negative 3 pi over 4. So in that case, the argument in our harmonic form would have been radical 2 cosine of x minus a negative 3 pi over 4, rather. And that's going to simplify to x plus 3 pi over 4, right? So there are other angles that we can choose from when we're coming up with our harmonic form. Look to the directions in a given problem to see which angle we should choose. We left the directions blank here, so either one would be perfectly acceptable.